My name is Dr. Aris Thorne, and for 20 years, I worked for the European Space Agency, tasked with debunking the most persistent and outlandish astronomical theories. But the moon, our placid, silent sentinel, was always the subject that resisted logical closure. The official story is simple: it's a captured satellite, a massive, rocky body whose formation is still debated, but its structure is standard and dense. The scientific consensus is a comfortable, solid lie. The anomaly that first broke me was the Apollo 12 seismology data. When the crew intentionally crashed their lunar module ascent stage back onto the surface, the moon didn't just register a shock, it rang. It vibrated like a gong for over an hour. Scientists attributed this to the dry, hard lunar rock, but the resonance was too perfect, too prolonged. It suggested a core that was not dense, but structured, even empty. I began digging into classified Soviet and NASA archives, focusing on the post-Apollo era. I found a suppressed paper by a brilliant, eccentric Soviet physicist, Dr. Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, who, decades before the space race, theorized that the moon's perfect orbital lock and unusual mass-to-volume ratio could only be explained if it were a massive, intelligently constructed shell. He called it the lunar arc hypothesis. My investigation led me to the Maria, the vast, flat basalt plains on the near side. Official science says they were formed by ancient lava flows. But the Trace, Temporal Ranging and Composition Explorer satellite, which I had covertly recalibrated, revealed beneath these Maria a series of incredibly regular, non-geological signatures. They weren't mineral, they were metallic. Not iron or nickel, but a complex, superdense, isotope-engineered alloy unlike anything we have on Earth. These were the structural ribs of a megastructure. The conspiracy thickened when I analyzed the moon's orbital mechanics. The moon is proportionally huge compared to Earth, and its orbit is so perfect that it precisely eclipses the sun. This is often dismissed as cosmic coincidence. But the lunar arc hypothesis posits that this orbital perfection is engineered. The metallic shell maintains a precise, constant gravitational balance using internal gyroscopic compensators. When the Apollo 12 stage crashed, it didn't hit rock, it struck one of these massive, resonant structural ribs, causing the hour-long reverberation. The true breakthrough came when I discovered a hidden section within the trace data, extremely low-frequency, ELF, transmissions originating from the lunar far side, the side humanity never sees. These weren't random radio signals, they were data bursts. And they were directed not at Earth, but outward, toward the distant constellation Cygnus. I realized the moon wasn't built for us, it was a relay station. But what data was it sending? And what was its purpose in the Sol system? I risked my career, bypassing all security protocols to run the ELF data through the agency's primary supercomputer. The decrypted file was not scientific data or engineering schematics. It was an archive of genetic code, specifically, the complete, detailed genome of Homo sapiens. The final, horrifying twist: the moon is hollow because it's a colossal generational vessel, and we are the cargo. The moon arc hypothesis wasn't about the moon being hollow, it was about the moon being the incubator and quarantine zone. An ancient, highly advanced species, the true builders, fled an apocalyptic event in Cygnus and used the moon as a self-sustaining, protected environment to cultivate and evolve the human species. Our sudden evolutionary leap, our strange genetic bottlenecks, our unique emotional tears, as my colleague Dr. Petrova found, they weren't natural. They were directed engineering. The builders placed the vessel in perfect orbital lock to stabilize the tidal forces crucial for early biological development on Earth, which they had carefully seeded. When we look up at the full moon, we are looking at our ancestral lifeboat. When we feel a strange, profound connection to it, we are simply feeling the unconscious link to our own massive, quiet, metallic nursery. The transmissions to Cygnus? They weren't sending new data, they were the final, automated, redundant confirmation that the latest generation of the experiment, humanity, had stabilized and was thriving. I realized with a crushing certainty that the scientific anomaly of human tears and the structural anomaly of the moon were two parts of the same, grand, terrifying equation. We are not native to this planet in the way we think. We are the meticulously grown seed bank of a forgotten galactic civilization, contained and protected by the massive, hollow, metallic shell that keeps watch over our world. The moon isn't a beautiful, natural satellite, it is our prison and our birth chamber, and the silence it projects is the perfect camouflage for the most devastating secret in the universe.